You know what? The reason why I enjoy recording videos in this format and this way is because I don't need to be coming across as perfect. I don't need to be there trying to be the utmost best and as professional as can be in order to produce content and put these videos out for you guys, right? And I got another bit of a cold coming through as well, so that's why I'm just feeling or sounding a bit rough. So apologies for that. But the point I wanted to make, even before I get into the video, is that this is authenticity at its finest. Like, it doesn't get any more authentic than this when you actually have someone recording the content and they're just feeling like, you know what, I'm not even trying to record today, but I'm in the mood to record now because I know that I'm not here to do it just for doing its sake. You know what I mean? I'm not there doing it just for the sake of just putting out content. I get the opportunity just to speak, just to air out my thoughts, my opinions on different things, as well as having an opportunity just to showcase my expertise in a way that I can provide insights and knowledge for you to benefit from and you to utilize and incorporate it within your personal brand and your business brand, right? So yeah, man, it's great to know that I don't need to be doing too much to be received, if you get what I mean. Like, I know that you that check in for me know that I'm doing this content more so to do live documentation of the process of what it means to build a £1 million personal brand, right? And when it comes down to even being in the process of building that brand, you have to understand that there's going to be days where you're probably excited to do content, and then when you actually get to the process of recording, you're just like, nothing's coming out. No, it's not working, or it's not going the way that you want it to go or the way that you thought it will go, right? And that's where, whenever I get to that in that moment, or whenever I get into my head about not being able to perform and record the best videos that I can, I just kind of get myself back to a level where I'm grounded to realize that this isn't a circus, you know what I mean? I'm not here to perform. I'm just here to be honest. And with me being honest, then hopefully it translates into something that you're able to pick up, because there's going to be particular sort of videos where there may not even be a particular sort of structure to it, or there may not be a particular sort of idea that I want to leave you with, right? But throughout the process of me just documenting and talking and sharing my thoughts and expertise in that way, there will be these nuggets and these gems that you'll be able to take away and apply it to yourself as well. And through me doing this content, there has been people that have reached out to me to say that I've helped them in areas of understanding where their personal brand is at the moment and how they can improve, and how they're also able to understand the elements and the relationship between their business brand as well. And ultimately, that's what it's all about, because in the process of me doing it in real time, you will see the actual process. And it's just something that I want to continue to inspire others to do and to take action when it comes down to producing this content, right? But with this video, it's been over a month of me posting daily video content. And that in itself, I think, is incredible. And I'm really excited to know that I've been able to stick with it, right? And despite the fact that I say that I'm locked in for 1,000 days, I'm doing it every single day, nothing's stopping me. There are days where it seems to be a bit longer than other days when it comes down to making content or even getting into the headspace of doing this, right? It's not easy. And with that, that's the whole reason why I created the daily YouTube operating system. So I developed that as a way to showcase exactly how I'm able to produce this content. Even for the days, like I said, that I'm not even bothered to record, or can't be bothered, or even more so if I feel like recording but nothing's coming out, it allows me to have the authenticity to just record and just talk and just share my insights without having to feel that I'm not at my level, I'm not stepping up the way I need to, because I'm just literally just being honest and forthcoming with how I'm feeling, and just the process of what I'm doing and how I'm able to do it as well. So I say all this to say that is available now. If you click in the description box down below and then you sign up, and then you'll get the Google document sent right over to you. I done version 1 as a Google document because I didn't want to be taking too much time putting it together. And if you've watched my content as well, you will know that I talk a lot about, reducing the barrier to entry, for you, so you don't have to always be making excuses in your head as to why you're not able to do this in the time that you said you're going to do it, right? And it's only version 1. And with these particular things as well, when you're producing content like this as well, and you're really kind of showing that level of cohesiveness with that level of authenticity that I'm sharing with you, this is me letting you know that it's in a Google Doc. You know what I mean? I think if it's a case where I wanted to have my sort of content fully polished, fully edited, and then I provided it in a way that didn't correlate, then of course I can raise some eyebrows and that can raise a bit of concern, right? But with that, this is a live, raw, rough documentation of my life and how I'm building it to the point of it becoming a £1 million personal brand. And it's going to be exciting to see how far I've come in the process of dropping this content. And even when I start to see how the content evolves over the months and years, to the point where it gets to that point of polish, because you see me develop and you see me excel and grow through the process of repetition, consistency, motivation, discipline. All those things that I talk about every single video is what keeps me grounded enough to just be forthcoming with you guys. And with that, it just makes me more comfortable and more confident to produce this content as well, because I'm not talking to a robot. You know what I mean? I'm not talking to AI. I'm talking to you guys, real people. And with that, it's a thing that it makes it a lot easier knowing that I'm able to speak with real people doing real things, looking to make real change in their lives, right? But ultimately, I wanted to kind of drop this video to let you guys know that the daily YouTube operating system is now out and it's available for you to get access to. The way that I produced it, it kind of gave a bit of insight into why I'm doing the sort of daily YouTube challenge for myself anyway. It also provides a list of the actual stuff that I use, the tools and the equipment that I use in order to produce this content on a daily basis, and also how much it costs as well, because I don't want to gatekeep on that side of things. And more so, I want you to also understand that despite the cost of these tools, these were effectively purchased one by one. It wasn't everything. I bought everything together as well. So the whole thing is about reducing the barrier to entry. I don't want it to be a thing where, because you feel that you don't have this particular piece of equipment, then you can't do that. Ultimately, all you need is your camera, your smartphone, and your camera, and a decent microphone. And if you get that, or even the 4K webcam as well, if you spend on those, guessing that you already have a phone anyway, you're spending no more than 100 quid, I would say. And then you have everything you really need in terms of being able to start putting out that content as well. And obviously a bit of lighting as well helps. But anyway, click in the description box down below if you're interested. And yeah, please let me know your thoughts. And with it being version 1, it's going to evolve over time. I want it to effectively become a fully operated system of how everyone can do this. I want everyone to be in a position where they just don't make excuses as to how they're able to produce this content, and then they just join me on the journey, because there's opportunity for all of us. And with that, I'm always trying to get everyone on board on this journey as well, because we need to really put matters into our own hands. And when it comes down to that, content is a sure way to just become more confident and just be focused on your pursuit, right? But ultimately, I think with this video, I really wanted to showcase or share more so the 5 things that I've learned in the process of dropping content every single day, and what that sort of looks like for the next few months and the upcoming years as well. So I think, firstly, where do I want to go with this? I want to start with the idea that nothing worth having comes easy, right? And that part is the most important for me, because when you're navigating new sort of things in life, whether it comes down to a new job or a new sort of hobby that you're pursuing, or a new sort of business that you're looking to launch, anything that involves you having to learn and do something new, there's going to be so many frustrations along the way. There's going to be so many things that make you feel that it's not even worth pursuing. But it's that moment where you need to realize that that is exactly the thing that you need to be doing, right? And in one of my videos where I speak about a video from Aaron Golden, and I looked at that one, and it was the whole idea of, things that you do is going to either work on you or it's going to work for you. And with that mindset and that way that you approach things, it doesn't matter what you do, you're always going to be able to learn from it in a way that it can benefit you. Whether it benefits you in that immediate moment or not is another story, but it will either be in a position where it works on you and it provides you with a new sense of know-how, knowledge, things that you're able to bring to a whole new different realm or a different sort of area in your life as well, or it works for you and everything that you were working towards and you've done effectively worked in your favor, and you get to be in a position where you continue to do that whilst developing your skills, right? But those days when it just doesn't feel like it's going to plan or it's going your way, those are the moments where you just have to dig deep, man. You have to dig deep and just keep working at it, because like I said, nothing worth having comes easy. And in the process of you focusing on that element of things, then you know that this is something that you just have to get better at, right? And if it's something that you really want, that is sort of the way that you need to think about it as well. If it's something that you really want and you really want to make a change in your life, or you really want to develop this skill so you can move into a different realm, you have to have that in mind, right? And then I would say, secondly, is to fall in love with the process and not the result. And for me, I would say when you get into the process of YouTube and you're dropping content every day as well, effectively, it's the whole idea that you're only as good as your last sort of performance, or you're only as good as your last event. So in this case, sometimes it's deemed as you're only as good as your last video. So when you're kind of seeing the ups and downs of the views, the likes, the comments, all that sort of stuff, you can say to yourself as much as you like that it doesn't bother you or whatever the case, but we're all human. It is going to have an effect in some way or form in how we are able to do the content, right? Or how we're able to look at the content. But ultimately, the reason why I say that is because you shouldn't fall in love with the result, because you can wake up and you can have 1,000+ views or 2,000 views with a video that just happened to connect with the algorithm and it was one of your best performing videos, right? But you also need to remember that there's going to be days where the videos don't bang. I think I mentioned that in one of my other videos. There will be times when the video doesn't go to plan, or the video doesn't even hit 10 views. It doesn't even hit 10 views. But then with that, you don't just delete it and pretend it never existed. You need to treat all of it as data points in order for you to then get to another stage, and in order for you to learn about what exactly didn't go as well as the other videos. And then when you actually start doing more videos as and when, and you actually have a catalog or a library of videos that you're able to start to analyze and look at the data points, to then realize that, okay, I realized there was a drop off there because maybe I paused, or there was a drop off there because maybe I spent too long trying to share my screen, or it could be anything. But you need to start to utilize the data that has been presented to you to then have an understanding of how you can improve on the content. So by all means, experiment. The whole part of YouTube and the whole part of dropping daily content is experimentation. With you experimenting and trying different video formats, trying different topics, trying different thumbnails, trying different titles, you know, all those various things are things for you to play around with and to experiment and to get to a point where you have an understanding of what your audience is looking for, what your audience likes compared to what they don't like. With a whole new audience, are they some people who tend to like that particular topic? Is for you to really get to grips with that understanding and that idea in order to start producing content that you enjoy, as well as content that people actually want to watch as well. So that all comes with time. But then as soon as you start to love the result, and then you start to see the ups and downs of what content is, then ultimately that's just not the way to go as well. And you need to start to look at the content as a funnel, the funnel that will allow people to understand who you are, and then they go through your ecosystem of then understanding what you can offer them or what you can provide them, right? So it doesn't even matter with the views as much. The most important thing is that you get into a consistent repetition of content where you just post daily or as frequently as you can. Like I say, not everyone is going to be posting daily content, right? However, if you get to the process of you doing it, then that's the part where you want to get to, right? The third one I would say as well is to get in the process of bulk recording content. Excuse me. So when I say bulk record content, you ultimately want to get into a position where you have your content recorded in one session, right? You don't want to be in a position where you sort of have to record every single day, because that is going to burn you out. That would definitely burn you out. That will get you to a place where, unless you don't particularly like to record as much, it's going to be hard for you to get in the process of getting more comfortable on camera and just getting more, you know, used to the process of recording content on a regular basis, right? But at the same time, you have to treat it as a muscle. So more often than not, if I'm recording content, I tend to record in maybe 2 sessions a week. And with that, I would just record various different sort of topics and content ideas that I come up with as well. And there'll be the odd time where there may be particular topical news stories or things that pop up that I think, this is interesting, I want to cover this, I want to see what I can kind of dissect from this sort of topic, and get into the actual conversation at hand with the trending news and the trending topics. So ultimately, you want to get to a point where you have content bulk created, and that helps you to have it scheduled in. So once you have it scheduled in, you can just go about your day and go about your business and doing what you need to do in terms of doing what you need to do as a business owner, a solopreneur, a founder. Wherever you fall within that remit, that's what you need to focus on as well. You need to focus on what you're actually doing in this immediate time to earn money, right? To generate revenue. So, all in all, the element of bulk recording content is definitely more effective than you having to sit down and record content every day and knowing that you have other bits of things to be doing in order to scale and to build that £1 million personal brand, right? And as you would have heard me mention in previous videos as well, if the personal brand isn't enough, you need to focus on your business brand, and you need to focus on the campaigns that you're doing that allows your personal brand and your business brand to flourish simultaneously, right? It's a two-way streak in terms of how you're able to build both of them in a way that makes it most effective for you. So that is number 3, bulk record. I would say number 4 is don't chase perfection. Don't chase perfection. There's going to be times where you will look back at the video and you'll realize that, oh, I said that wrong, or yeah, I didn't mean to say it in that way, I should have said it this way. Don't look into it too much, man. don't look into it too much. I spend the most time rewatching my videos when I'm doing the timestamps, and that's for two reasons. Firstly, it helps to just reinforce the fact that I am dropping this content, and when I listen through, it just allows me to listen with a sort of outsider perspective to look at, okay, what would I actually think from my outsider perspective on this sort of topic of how I'm describing it? Did I sort of meet the sort of level I wanted to reach for that particular video to make it a good watch or an exciting watch or something that was quite informative in the process as well, right? And also for the timestamps, all my videos have timestamps on them because I realized that you may not want to sit down and watch the whole video, but then if there's particular sections, excuse me, I got a cold. If there's particular sections that you feel that could be more useful for you, then by all means, please just check out that section. I'm not going to ask you to sit down and watch the whole video to figure out the information. That's why I include those timestamps. And matter of fact, let me add a third one. And thirdly, I haven't found the right sort of tool that will allow me to effectively automate that process as well. But at this moment in time, I don't mind not automating at this moment because it does help me go through the content to realize what I'm actually saying and if I'm even making sense and what I can do to improve next time as well. So all, that's the reason why I focus on that side. But as far as perfection goes, there's no such thing as perfect, man. You can be trying as much as you want to get it perfect. There's going to be something that you're going to see that just doesn't necessarily work for you, and it may even be cringy, or it may even be something that you're thinking, oh, I wish I never said that, or I wish I said it in a better way, a more effective way, right? But that comes with time. That comes with time. And as long as you're just being your honest, authentic self, you focus on doing that first and foremost, and then you will get to the point where you start to produce the videos in a way that makes the most sense for you. And then it gets to a point where then you start to improve on the quality of the content, whether it comes down to the video quality or the sounds or the effects or the edits and all that sort of stuff. But I always talk about reducing barrier to entry because it's so important. You don't want to be in a position where you never start because you're stuck thinking about, okay, I need to buy this first, I need to go and do this first, or I need to invest in this piece of kit first. If you do that, you're going to be waiting until 2028 and you're not going to have done any sort of content just to get yourself into the motion of doing it as well. So that stuff is important. And lastly, I would say find a feasible way to promote your content. And I'll leave you with that one because that one is ultimately one of the most important things that I've realized within the month of me recording and uploading daily YouTube content. Because you can, by all means, do the content and post it, and then that's it. But if no one is knowing that you are even doing the content, or if you're not even sharing it on your social channels or even sharing it on the platforms that you want people to see the content, then it's not going to do what it needs to do. And ultimately, you have to treat, excuse me, you have to treat every single video as evergreen assets. And when I mean evergreen assets, as in videos that will never get old, they're always relevant, they're always timely, and they're always topical in terms of the actual discussion or the topic of conversation, right? And those evergreen assets are obviously different from those particular videos where you share like news updates of the recent things that's going on. But when you get to the point of doing that, you're then in a position where you have actual video content of things that can actually help people no matter what. I had someone reach out to me directly based on the fact that I'm recording these daily videos, and they were asking me like, how do they do it? And they were just saying that they're scared of the camera. They have like camera confidence, like a bit shy on the camera. And I relate to them as well because that used to be me as well. But I'd done a video based on talking about how to unlearn fear based on you being able to put that content out. And because I had that video available, I sent that directly to the person, and they were able to actually go through the video and like get into the groove of understanding the process of how I done it. And through that, they were more than happy to get involved with my content. They subscribe to the channel, and they're just like always checking in with me and always supporting, because I just had that particular video that resonated with them. So as I'm building and I'm growing and I'm developing this content, I'm realizing that there's always going to be topics that I'm covering that will align with someone. So as I'm producing this content as well, there's always people in mind that I'm thinking about when I'm producing this content, because I know that there's going to be other sort of people who have those particular sort of ideas, or they have those particular sort of doubts in their mind in terms of the content side of things, or I know that they would have been thinking about a particular topic as well. And then just to be that person where they know that I'm more than likely going to cover that topic, or more than likely going to have a video that relates to that particular sort of topic of discussion, it always works. So with that, I would say don't just post and ghost, as in don't just post content and then not do anything with it. The posting part is easy, I would say. The part when you have to start distributing it and then marketing it through the process of getting more eyes on your content is where it gets more difficult. But then over time, when you get to the stage of understanding who the videos are for and what you're doing it for, it makes it a lot more easier just to get into the swing of things and showcasing it to the people that need to hear what you have to say. So that's it for me today. As you can see, I've got a cold. I'm just trying to hold in that cough as well. But yeah, man, I will catch you tomorrow. But please like, comment, and subscribe. And it's been a pleasure. And it's been an amazing month. And let's continue with the daily uploads and me providing as much insights to help you on your journey as well. But yeah, bless up. See you tomorrow.